I'm Cadillacing through the hood, sitting on 24. 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 I'm Cadillac.
Good evening, everyone. This is your man PSTOCK, host of iHipHopTV.com talk show live, seen on iFreedom TV International Roku channel, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, me and Virago, Dr. Richard, 2K Kent, you know, we bust it up, keep everybody up to date what's going on in music, introduce the hot videos of these new up-and-coming independent artists that's making their way. And we're here to that's, you know, we got the Saturday Cypher, we got the Freestyle Fridays. In fact, our guest today on the one-on-one, and this is the one-on-one, and he was on the Freestyle Fridays. If you go back and look at the last two Freestyle Fridays, you'll catch him in there, you know, smooth on a freestyle. We appreciate that. Definitely a big shout out to Aladdin 19, Dark Diva, Mad Money Militia Global. All right. Big shout out to our Gulf Coast, JP Jones, holding it down. Let's make it happen. You know, so iHipHopTV with the one-on-one series, we like to bring in independent artists that's on the ride and people got a message. Let people know what's happening and what's going on and the message they're delivering. And tonight, you know, all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa, you know, we have up-and-coming hot independent artists coming out of Johannesburg. We have the international flavor. We got KOOL Zulu down the escalator tonight. Hey, what's popping, sir? And let the viewers know what's going on.
What's up, guys? My stage name is actually KOOLS, KOOLS.
All right.
KOOL Zulu is actually my government name, or in full, it's Nkululeko Zulu, which means freedom. And then the Kulu part is just something that I grew up with since like primary school due to the pronunciation game, I guess. And then from Kulu, it became Schoolies to Cool School to KOOLS now. And that's been the name since grade 2.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
So, yeah.
That's what's
nice
happening.
To meet you guys.
Yeah, that's what's happening. KOOL's in the house. I like it. You know, that's what's up. That's what's popping. So how did you get started in hip hop and what inspired you to become involved in rap music?
When you get down to the brass tacks of things, I'm a fan of music in general. If I had the opportunity and the skill to play like every instrument, I would. If I had the time and really the intuition to do production, I definitely would. But I grew up listening to just a lot of music with my dad on road trips, from The Temptations to Whitney Houston to Mariah Carey to Tina Turner. And that started developing my singing voice, or my ear for vocals.
Yes.
Yes. And then round about age 8, grade, the second grade, I had met my partner in crime, the Universe Kid, or Kotsomula Duli, if we're talking government names. Okay. But the two of us, we were cousins, essentially, but we had only met like in the second grade. We live in the same area, and it started off with us kind of just playing like musician in the backyard. And then from there, because he is actually musically trained, so he plays piano and he dabbles in production now.
That's good. That's good.
Because I was chilling with him, he's the one that introduced me to hip hop, like properly, like as not just as something on the radio or on the TV, but as like something to enjoy. And then from there, we went into beatboxing, we went into poetry, And then from there, around about the 7th grade, we made our first song with some heavy auto-tune, like a lot of overture, a lot of reverb, a lot of delays. It was, and this was around about the time of the J Squad production. So we would take the beats and then just rap over them.
Right.
And we were dabbling with GarageBand at the time, and I just took my poetry and then just started filling in the blanks, like in terms of like the beat construction.
Yeah.
And then from there, we started entering competitions because we thought we were the ish. Like seriously, we thought we were the coolest kids in the building. We started working on it. We had a young group called MIC Republic with another friend of ours who's not like participating anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the one that started getting us really serious about the business of it. He would buy magazines. We would follow the local rappers in South Africa. Like we would dress like hip hop was our life. We were wearing Bape.
Y'all was in it.
We were really in it. And then from there, like it progressively became us like recording audios and videos for no reason but to just rap on instrumentals that we would start downloading.
Right.
And then round about grade 12, I had to get serious with what I wanted to do with my life and my time. So we took a bit of a break on that. From there, I went to Cape Town to study architecture, did that, and even fell out of love for hip hop and rapping.
Wow.
Because I guess I had ran into a writer's block. And honestly, I was dealing with a previous relationship that had me writing the same bars every time. So from there, it was just insanity. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's not, because I used to love it. I would even go to like freestyle sessions and just rap continuously. Like it was something that I was really good at. But being away from my boys and all that, by the way, we did do the church scene as well. Like that's when we really got serious because it was now an opportunity to perform. I used to do like worship team like duties, so like backing vocals, so vocal stuff there.
Yeah.
And there's that whole thing before varsity, and then like I said, fell out of love for it, came back to Joburg, and then because I was with Kotso again, it was something I couldn't really run away from because he had gone into sound engineering and started producing his own stuff and was still writing and still rapping and was even starting to do songwriting for vocalists.
Right.
So being around him, it was always there. Until like 2019, he was like, yo, I've got some studio time. Do you think you could just come in? You know, we can just spit some bars, nothing too serious. And then from there, because the truth of the matter is, I could never stop freestyling ever. Like even if it was like an electronic beat, if it had a rhythm, it was doable. Even if it was a small pocket of a song that had already vocals and raps on it,
right.
If there was any piece of silence alone between me and the beat, it was doable. So then 2019 happened, and then after that studio session, another friend of ours, BMC, who's a part of the same crew, he got me back into writing properly, because for him, he was still writing and making music just recreationally. And with the song I had brought to him, he was writing seriously, which really concerned me for like a second, because it was a case of like, oh no, he's writing. Like, oh, I better come with some really competent stuff here. Yeah, and then from there, it just became like the first song was amazing, and it's actually a song that I'm even dropping next week. But from there, that's when I really started writing like addictively almost, because what I started doing now is I've started turning freestyling into just time to write bars regardless of the situation or the topic. So I'm back to the same work on the same grind, but just with a very focused mindset, even with the
Nah,
way we're
the
doing
focus is
everything.
the focus is there now. So how's the music scene over there for you? I mean, how's the hip hop scene? Is it conducive? Is it a good enough environment where you can spread your wings right now and really be seen? And the scene is huge. It's building. How is it over there right now?
South African hip hop is actually it's growing quite big. We have Nasty C, we have AKA, we have Shane Eagle. Like, we have some big names. We even have some big vocalists that are working their way up. And I've known, like, from like previous years.
Right.
It's an environment that it's a bit of two sides of the same coin, in that there are artists that are making local music that works, and that's kind of the thing that really runs the population. Like, a lot of the locals here loves that kind of music,
Right. Right.
because it's a bit more cultural than all that stuff. But we have recently started playing that game of, like, opportunity with the rest of the world, where it's not just Nigeria sending out music, but it's like South Africa's becoming quite a heavyweight in our own right. Like,
In the
Nasty
music
has
scene. Right. Right.
has the Netflix doc that just came out, AKA, if I'm correct, was just on Funk Flex's radio show, and even guys like Selection are playing a lot of our non-rap. But the environment here is, I would say, like, the thing about South Africa is we're very westernized in the
Right.
big city.
Right.
So there, as much as there are artists that are really trying to produce that local cultural sound, there's also a huge wave for hip hop as it is, as defined by Americans, I would say. So that same energy is there, that same drive, even with the stuff I know, because I grew up in the north side, which is usually the most suburban side of Joburg, and I would
Right.
say even South Africa.
Right.
So I grew up around a lot of, like, westernized ideals. Even my cadence and my accent is very non-South African.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right. Notice
so
that.
the scene is growing, and as for what it does for me, it's competitive. It's the thing is, it's very competitive in the trap scene. So there are a lot of, like, trap artists here, like, even just in, like, the underground scene.
Trap.
Um,
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's very
yeah,
interesting. The
it's
trap thing.
you get a lot of Drake and Travis Scott fans that all want to follow the same magic. Because I guess for South Africans, it's always about the hustle.
Yes.
And with this new generation of kids,
Hustle faster.
they see,
Get there
it's
quicker.
about that fast hustle.
Yeah.
So they see Drake and Travis Scott, and that's what they want to mimic.
Right.
Especially, like I said, the North Side, where I'm from, that seems to be the scene. Whereas with me,
Who was your
it's
influence as far as rap go? Who did you get into and say, hey, this is, I can do this. I got this. I get this writing skill or whatever. All I got to do is develop this and get the production, and I'm in the building. Type. Was there anyone that you followed in particular coming up in the scene?
um, on one hand, I'm inspired by, like, the greats, the Jay-Z's, the T.I.'s, the very, like, New York-based rappers. Like, I
Okay.
grew up,
Okay.
like, even before meeting Kotso, I had grew up on a lot of Jay-Z and a lot of Nas,
Yeah.
because they were the popular ones on the radio, and a
Yeah.
lot of Kanye West. I think for me, Kanye West is maybe one of the most important artists in my influence, because it was that sense of, like, gospel production with very, very, like, hard bars that were not necessarily gangster-ish, I guess.
I got
It
you.
was very, it was cool,
Yeah.
and
I
it
got you.
was something you could bounce to. And then from there was the John Legends, there were the Pharrells, there were the NERDs that I started diving into, a lot of Lil Wayne,
Right.
Outkast.
Yeah.
So both and even just Big Boy and Andres, like individually. Like
yeah.
for me, I'm like hip hop is my life to the point that it's my preference of music, but it's also something that I study just intrinsically.
The,
But
the culture, the
yeah, it's
total
about the
culture.
culture.
Right.
But the thing is, the way I grew up with music is I never compared myself to anyone,
Right.
if I'm honest.
Right.
It was always nice to hear another artist and then see how I could replicate it for my own use. Not to say that I could be like them, because I remember when I started rapping as a performer at church, I had a pastor that would tell me like it should be a case of ministry. And then from really that point, I started associating my writing ability and my rapping as an extension of myself. So even when I tell people right now, like for me, I think I'm the best rapper that I listen to,
Right.
because
Right. That's how you got to
it's
represent.
yeah, it's something I know myself, and I'm obviously in tune with the bars, and with that mindset, um, I've been able to appreciate a lot of artists. But in terms of people that influence me, I would definitely say that whole Chicago sound. Because
Whole
even now, I would
Chicago
say
sound.
Saba is my favorite rapper.
Okay.
And like I would definitely say a lot of Chicago rappers in general have
Right.
always caught my ear because of that Kanye West influence.
Lupe Fiasco and
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lupe is one of my favorites. I can't,
Yeah, Lupe,
I
I would
like his stuff.
definitely say, like,
Common.
I would, back in the day of the torrent days, like, try to find those mixtapes and those, like, deep cuts. Those, like, finding those is what really got me into hip hop, because it wasn't, like, I'm not a singles or a hit guy. For me, I love albums because of the deeper cuts, and that's how I see myself making music.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. Well, man, we're excited, and for the people that didn't see the Freestyle Fridays and didn't catch you and hear you in action, get a viewer something today, in a message, and let them know that yeah, Cools is here. South African hip hop is here, and it's competing worldwide. Because iHipHopTV, we had a Cameroon artist come through. I mean, artists come from all over, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So everything you do, come through. Bring it through, and we definitely push it because that's the way we look at it. Hip hop is a world culture type movement. And
It's
everything you
a,
said and taking stuff and making it your own is hip hop. That's how we started out. Taking stuff, scratching other people's records, I remember scratching Star Wars records, and everything else just to get into a beat, back in the day, mixing stuff. You get the instrumental of all that classical music, and then we got into the MPs and snipping and trimming it down and then making it fit, distort it. But you like that's when you got your ear like, I know I heard that somewhere before. Where'd I hear
yeah.
that at? I don't know what that is. It's the sampling, and that's what hip hop's foundation is. It's taking something that was somebody else's and making it your own, and then putting that fire MC on it, dropping them lyrics, and that really takes it home with hip hop back in the community. It was an outlet. They come out with the two turntables. I was there. I used to carry records for DJs, now the cats that's to
In
get on
the
the scratch.
boxes
Yeah, so whenever they was out there, so
with
when
the
they,
collection.
yeah, it'd be heavy. Go back and get the other crate. Well, we had crates. Go grab the
What's in the
crates.
crate? Like, oh, I've
Yeah,
got this
yeah.
Aretha Franklin record. Let's see what we can do with it.
No, even later than that. I mean, when we came down, it was the Cold Crush. What was the ones that was out? The Cold Crush Brothers, and they got done. And and this is before your time. I mean, I take it back right up in the modern day because you mentioned in the height of stuff. I worked that loud, and we had Outcast whenever Sony dropped Relativity, and we had Big Pun, and we had MOP, we had Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep, was close to me. That was one of my favorites. MOP, Big Pun. We had Wu Tang. So, and that's that thing, and that got instilled in me. So later on, when I went over to Rough Riders and I got to working with TD, You know, it took
Hey.
me with Cassidy, and then that took it over to the Swiss. You know, even though we was dealing with them with other producers and everything all along the way before that, it just took it to another level. So that level, that New York hip hop, that New York rap, I feel you on that because I was involved in it, and Philly too, because I was in Philly. I went to university in Philly, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the music scene there. That's where Nelly got his deal, you know, and groups like Nelly got, people don't know that he got his deal in Philadelphia. He was in Philly, you know, and then the music scene exploded there. But people look for love, and I'm wondering, that's another good question. People always looking for love, and Johannesburg is their love. Like most places, your hometown, they don't want to hear. You know, they don't really give you that love until you really blow. You know, they like, you know,
That's
some people recognize, but that's for everywhere though. Is that
the
same?
thing is. The thing is with like I don't know, South Africa. Like I said, it's a bit of a coin flip because there's obviously like it's Africa, so for us, we're very culturally affluent in
Yes,
everything we do, regardless of
yes,
music or
yeah,
not. And
yeah,
it does make it awfully difficult for a rapper like me who's coming with English sophisticated bars,
yeah,
as
yeah.
my friend would call it, um, for it to necessarily be something you want to listen to all the time. But at the end of the day, I've it doesn't matter because if you're good, you're good.
That's right,
And
and you'll get
for
heard.
me, I grew up, the good thing is I grew up with like, because of that New York scene you were talking about, like I have that innate competition drive. And
Yes,
I even um in case I haven't mentioned it before, but I am a part of a crew, and
yeah, yeah,
my crew, Hoop Gang Sound on Instagram.
yeah.
uh
Shout them out. That's right.
Shout them out, shout them out. The thing about us, as much as some of us really do want to push the music as the profession, some of us are really just in it to be the greatest. Like
Right.
me and this other rapper, Scooby Evergreens, the two of us are maybe the most loud people you'll ever meet, because when it comes to just bars, we will give you
Bars,
300 bars if
bars for
necessary.
days.
Because for us, it really is that drive. It's that competition. Like when we see like a rap circle, or we start hearing beatboxing in
Yeah,
like a distant, because there are parts of Joburg that are like that. Like in the south, there is a big like underground rap scene.
yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
not that underground because it really defines like the south like
Right.
that, but you'll see like a rap circle on just random corners more frequent than you should. And sometimes it's like you'll step into the circle and it's just nice to hear other rappers and their perspectives and their choice of bars,
Right.
like competition stuff, like battle rap for me, like that whole Slaughterhouse, Joe Budden,
Yeah.
Eminem, like era for me is like what drives that competition. And then there are times where like I can body this guy. I know it. I trust, and that's what Cools is.
Yeah.
Cools is like if you meet Kulu, nicest guy, like quite technical, at times a little shy, but Cools. And I think that's why hip hop is so close to me, because it was an opportunity to express myself properly.
Truly. Yeah.
And Cools is vicious. Like there, there's this um there's this story that me and the team like to like laugh at, where there was this rapper named Viwe who was he was talking, and we were part of this fashion show thing, and their way of weeding out the guys was through battle raps. And he had been talking a lot on the WhatsApp group, and um, I had been going through some stuff and started seeing him talking, and I was just like, this is it. I'm hyped again. And then
Yeah.
he was talking his game the whole week. People were like warning him, bro, you better come with that smoke. I was like, I'm excited. Like me versus Viwe, pay-per-views, main events. And then when we get to like the Saturday, it was a little disappointing because he actually wasn't that good. It was a lot of talk, but it
Hype.
also
The
had
hype.
showed me it was hype. And it was a little sad, but it also had showed me how vicious Cools is. Because for me, I just saw another rapper. It's not like I was pacing myself according to him. I was just shooting at that point.
Right.
And there's just something about the hip hop culture, like even outside of the music, when you go to breakdancing and the clothing and just the culture in what it means for Black people,
Yes.
it just does something different for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the culture. And that's why I'm still very like focused on this track, despite the fact that Joburg does love either it's trap rap or it's Afro pop rap or Afro rap.
Okay.
Yeah, like your Burna Boys. Like Burna Boy, I think would be like, yeah, there's a big scene here. It's just finding the pocket is a little more difficult than maybe in America, I guess.
Right. And that's big. And that's big.
I got the drip, 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 I got the drip. Ooh, ooh, I got the drip, 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 I got the drip. Ooh, ooh, I got the drip, 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 I got the drip. Ooh, ooh, I got the drip, 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 I got the drip. Ooh, 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 ooh,
So
Bars.
yeah, so we're here with Cools, man, from
Cools.
Joburg. Cools from Joburg, you know. We ain't playing. He ain't playing.
North side of Joburg.
North side of Joburg. See, I'm from north side of Peaburg. You know, that's where I was from. For real. You know, so you know, that's how that works. But yeah, definitely, man, you know, it's great, you know, to come in and let the viewers know about the music scene and what's happening in Johannesburg, because that lets me know what I already know, that the hip hop culture is growing, is spreading out, and like you said, you know, has been African American and that's growing up in it, because I remember when there wasn't no hip hop. You know, I remember when there wasn't any. It was R&B, you know, the doo-wop and rock and soft rock and pop, you know, whatever they had. So hip hop, when we came out with that, it would start to come in with the funk, behind the funk. If you listen to the funk bands, you'll hear it in the early funk bands. You know, you'll hear the rap in there and coming out in there. But the first rap album, a lot of people don't notice, the actual first technically rap album, Sam Cooke, the late great Sam Cooke. You remember, he had the first record label, black-owned record label, and he released the first rap song on that record. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I knew Sam Cooke was involved.
Yeah. He was the
quite
R&B,
influential.
but he had a record label, and the first rap song basically was Muhammad Ali doing poetry to a track. Yep, over a track. Ain't that funny though? Ain't that funny though? That was back in the '60s, I would say. You know, the late '50s, early '60s when that went down. So that's kind of crazy, you know, when you think in terms of how far back it started. We ain't even know, right up into the modern days, which is, you know, great. And it's great to see artists such as yourself and your community out there in Joburg putting it down and representing hard and riding it down. You know, Rough Rider, y'all ride or die for it.
Bars.
You know, that's what I am.
Just
so
bars.
that's how it goes, and I love to hear that. You know, and that's super encouraging. That stuff give me chills thinking, you know, there's gonna be some good music coming from everywhere forever. You know, we got it.
Forever.
But right
Definitely.
now, give the people something. Let the people hear it. For those viewers that missed the Freestyle Fridays, last Friday and the Friday prior to that. You know, last Friday we had the soft release of the Militia Global e-commerce website. The Friday before that, when we did it, was me and 2K Kent. Top Billing Entertainment was on there, and we was like amazed, man. You came through and put it through, even on the video coming through the leave. You know, to me, everything meant something. You know, and then there was another South African artist that also rapper that came, Kid Superb. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's from Johannesburg. You know, his name, he goes by the name Kid Superb. So his played as well. So he was amazing, and we love that. You know, when we see they taking it on and the rap culture is spreading like that, we love it. But give our viewers something right now. Let them know. Give them that message in verses, the way you do it, and let them know what's going on, how South Africa does it, how Joburg does it. Northside, KOOLs.
KOOLs. Woo! I say Mary, Mary to the mission. Help me with remission. I've been dismissive of the vision. Moses by decision. Yeah, killing me for days while it's been killing me for ways. I've been trying to make it happen. Damn, devoted to a self-righteous notion. I've been showing up for work regardless of distortion. Ooh, when everything in mathematics with emotions, algebraic portions of a stoic panic potent in the showroom of my mind. Damn, schematics to a grind. Apply pressure to a diamond climb. Made broken by the times, beaten, seeking out patience. Like I've been seeking out patience. KOOLs.
Gulf Coast Promotions presents Link to Link at Club Zodiac in Biloxi, Mississippi, Friday, November the 13th, featuring special celebrity appearances and label execs will be in the building. This is a major contract signing party hosted by DJ J-Boy the Don from Hustle Man Live Radio. Also, a special performance by Great Woo and AD Polo, performing their new hit single, Sex Sales. That's Friday, November the 13th at Club Zodiac in Biloxi, Mississippi, 279 Calavet Street. For more info or to perform, dial 228-239-5427. Once again, that's 228-239-5427. Come perform and be seen November the 13th at Club Zodiac in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Hope to see you back again. And plus, your freestyle is going to be running on Freestyle Fridays anywho. So, and those are cool. When you sit down, you want to break something you hear in a track, record it in your phone, send it over, and we'll run it for you. It's on Freestyle Friday.
The thing is, I do that, like recently due to the whole equipment issue and the COVID stuff, I've been getting creative with my time. So I've been freestyling, and I could send you like a bunch of freestyles if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And I guess I probably should have prepared that. And even if I had like a proper system with me now that could play a beat, it would be better.
Yeah, I got you. Got you. No worries, bro. No worries, KOOLs. You cool with us. You cool with PSTOCK and iHipHop. No worry about it. Don't worry, because we expect to hear a lot from you. You know.
Yeah.
So you know.
And even with the putting me on the spot, I don't expect it any other way. Because at the end of the day, it's either good or it's not. And if there is room for KOOLs to get better, trust he's gonna close the gap.
Yeah, cool.
That's the goal.
KOOLs ain't playing. I heard your freestyle. I know what's going on. You know, that's why I was trying to. For those who didn't hear, they got to get in and got to get it. So they got to go and check out the Freestyle Fridays, and then look forward to this Freestyle Friday, because maybe KOOL gonna drop something new on you, or maybe one or two new ones on you. You know, and they'll be ready. We'll run them Freestyle Fridays, and we'll throw them in on our Saturday live show on Roku too. You know, the freestyles, bring it in. You know, KOOLs. You know, that's what the platform's there for. You know, that global reach. We got you, bro. You know, whatever you got, come through, holler. Let's talk about it, and let's make it happen.
Yeah, I think for me, the goal now is to just prove this point of being the greatest. Because it's like I said, because I never really compared myself to anyone else, it was always easy just to say that. But now, like over the weeks, I've been getting very, very arrogant about it. Not outwardly so, but like I can taste it. Almost to the point that when someone tries to tell me they want to be like Drake, my mind is not registering that kind of conversation. Because for me, at least in my mind, Drake's biggest opponent is himself. And that's how I see myself. Like for me, if you're not trying to make the best album or the best song or spit the best bars, then what are you doing then? Even in just expressing yourself, you want to give your 100%. So
exactly,
trust, you're going to see a lot of me.
Exactly.
Especially now.
Yeah. So, and definitely get the music videos. You know, once you drop your new project you mentioned that y'all working on, you know, hit up a little video. I know it's hard with the COVID and everything going on, but definitely come through and let's talk about it. You know, we can do it, and definitely make sure you keep us in mind whenever you want to release something, so we can help you too. Get it out there. You know, that's what we do, bro. South
Much
Africa.
appreciated.
Cools, man. Yep. Thanks for coming through, man.
Cools.
The Cools like that. We like that. Cools, you ought to pull, man. We got to put that in the thing. Cools, my man. Peace and blessings, bro.
Definitely. Thank you for the chat, bro. And I'm definitely going to keep in touch with you moving forward.
You got me. You know how to get me.
Yeah.
You know how to get
definitely.
Me. Yeah.
On 2 different platforms even.
Yeah, everywhere. All right, bro. Peace and blessings.
Peace and bless.
I'm Cadillacing through the hood, sitting on 24. 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 I'm Cadillacing through the hood.
So yeah, this is your man PSTOCK, the host of iHipHopTV One-on-One. That was Cools, all the way from the north side of Johannesburg. Man, that's what we do. iHipHopTV, we bring you these artists internationally. You know, these independent recording artists, they're here, they're everywhere. So they're coming out in droves. It was great to hear about the hip-hop culture's growth and how it's taking shape in South Africa. Big ups to Cools, the hip-hop community of Johannesburg, for making it happen. And I think we'll see a lot more of Cools. I think we will. But definitely a big shout out to Aladdin 19, Mad Money Militia Global, Dark Diva, you know, for help putting this together. Bring Cools all the way here from Johannesburg. Long way away. I think they're, 7 hours ahead? Woo! Boy, so they're finishing. We just begin.
We love this book. How to Find Mr. Right.
Yes.
Absolutely love it.
If you haven't read it, you're missing out.
Make sure you buy it.
Read it.
Okay, so I followed the steps in the book and I found Mr. Right.
Me too.